Ever wondered why prices seem to skyrocket when there's a product shortage? It's not just about popularity or demand. There's another key player at work here: supply. In the world of economics, supply holds a significant role in determining the price and availability of goods and services. It's a concept that's simple, yet profoundly impactful, governing the ebb and flow of market dynamics. This, dear viewer, is a matter of supply, and today we dive into its law. To understand this economic principle, we first need to know what the law of supply is. The law of supply is one of the most basic concepts in economics. It's a principle that guides the behavior of producers and suppliers, and it has a profound impact on the way markets work. Let's break it down. When we talk about supply, we're referring to the amount of a particular good or service that producers are willing and able to sell at a given price. The law of supply states that all things being equal, as the price of a good or service increases, the quantity supplied also increases. Let's use a simple example to illustrate this. Imagine you're a baker and bread is your main product. If the price of bread goes up, you'd naturally want to bake more bread, right? You'd see the higher prices as an opportunity to earn more profit, and you'd ramp up your production to take advantage of this opportunity. Now, what happens if the price of bread goes down? Well, as a baker, you'd probably be less enthusiastic about baking bread. If you're not going to earn as much from each loaf, you might decide to bake less. This is the essence of the law of supply. It's the relationship between price and the quantity of a good that's supplied. However, it's important to remember that this relationship holds true only when all other factors remain constant. Things like production costs, technology, and the prices of related goods can also affect supply, but we'll delve into those aspects later. What's crucial to understand at this stage is that the law of supply is about responsiveness. It's about how suppliers respond to changes in price. If the price goes up, they supply more. If the price goes down, they supply less. So, in essence, the law of supply states that higher prices encourage more production. And that, my friends, is the law of supply in a nutshell. Simple yet profound. It's one of the key principles that drive the dynamics of our markets and our economy. So, what makes suppliers want to produce more when prices are high? Well, it all boils down to incentives. As suppliers, the primary goal is to maximize profits. When prices are high, they stand to earn more from each unit they sell. This potential for greater profit motivates them to produce more. Think of it as a reward for their efforts. The higher the price, the bigger the reward. But it's not just about greed or desire for profit. It's also about survival. In a competitive market, suppliers must constantly adapt to price changes. If they don't, their competitors will, and they could find themselves left behind. Imagine you are a toy manufacturer. If the price of action figures suddenly spikes, you wouldn't want to keep producing dolls at the same rate. Instead, you'd shift your resources and ramp up production of action figures to capitalize on the high prices. Now, let's flip the scenario. If prices drop, the incentive decreases. Suppliers aren't keen on producing more if they're going to earn less from each sale. Therefore, production tends to slow down when prices are low. That's the crux of how suppliers respond to price changes. It's a constant dance of adaptation, driven by the pursuit of profit and the need to stay competitive. Therefore, the law of supply is essentially a reflection of the producer's behavior in response to price changes. Let's take a moment to revisit what we've learned. The law of supply at its core is an economic principle that explains a direct relationship between the price of a good and the quantity supplied. Imagine a lemonade stand on a hot summer day. As the temperature rises, so does the demand for the refreshing drink. Seeing the increased demand, the vendor decides to raise the price. As a result, the vendor is motivated to supply more lemonade to maximize his profit. This is the law of supply in a nutshell. When prices go up, the quantity supplied tends to increase. Conversely, when prices go down, the quantity supplied decreases. This relationship is driven by the profit motive of suppliers. They aim to maximize their profits by adjusting the quantity they supply based on the market price. So the next time you witness a sudden price hike, remember, it's just the law of supply in action.